yesterday in the international football. Remember, after today, we'll move over to club football. So this is the final day for us to discuss international football, and we'll move over to, club football, which everybody has been waiting for, especially the Manchester United fans. Amorim has started training with the boys. Let's see what he's going to do. The rumors that he's trying Anthony as a fullback, not as a wing back. So let's see what is going to happen when Manchester United play at the weekend. It's going to be interesting because he is saying that he's going to be sticking with the things that he knows. That means he's going to play a 3-4-3. Let's see if he's going to go through with that. Welcome, guys, again to the show. Good morning, John. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And it's exciting to almost be back at club football.
Almost. Good morning, also.
Good morning. They said what he knows, which is intensity and flexibility.
You know that one.
Not be the 3-4-3 the man.
You know that one.
The man, what's the man, right? He said intensity, which means play intensity and flexibility. Welcome to the show, guys.
Okay, let's start with the AFCON qualification that happened yesterday. A whole lot of things happened yesterday. I know some of you are still angry about Nigeria losing that game against Rwanda, so the phone was buzzing throughout yesterday, trying to give their own opinion about the coach Iguavon and the way the Super Eagles played that game. But probably you can still call in somewhere in the show when we open the phone line. You can still tell us what you think about that game. But today we will stay with the games that happened yesterday. I'll give you the results of yesterday's game and talk about some of them. Yesterday, Tanzania beating Guinea 1-0, Kenya 0, Namibia 0, Cameroon 2, Zambia 1, Mauritania 1, Cape Verde 0, Egypt 1, Botswana 1. Egypt joined again, this time at home. Guinea-Bissau 1, Mozambique 2, DR Congo 1, Ethiopia 2, South Africa 3, South Sudan 0, Sierra Leone 0, Zambia 2, Mali destroying Eswatini 6-0. Cameroon destroying Chad 4-0. A whole lot of goals everywhere. Then Congo 0, Uganda 1. Good result for Uganda. And Senegal 2, Burundi 0. Okay, let's start with the Senegal game because they are one of the heavyweights in Africa. They winning that game, Burundi. We expected them to win that game though, but what we expected happened yesterday.
Yeah, good game for them. Good result. When you want to play football, you score the early goal, you score your goals, you defend, so you don't concede, because that's where the problem is. You don't concede goals. And when you score goals, you make sure you don't let your head, or you don't lose your head, so they don't reciprocate and get another goal. So I think after Burundi considered one, they kind of woke up to attack and they opened themselves for another counter. It becomes a problem. The Senegalese were dominant on the ball. They were opening spaces with their passes. I believe the mid-compact defense for the Burundi side did not work, and the Senegalese were on top of their game all that match. 90 minutes, they were on top of their game, getting the results that they needed to get into the AFCONs. Because this mindset now tells you that we win all our qualifiers, we win in the AFCONs, we might go on to win the AFCONs as well.
Wow. Okay. John, what do you think about that game? 2-0 for Senegal. Good game for Senegal.
Good game for Senegal. With regards to Burundi, I think they gave it their best shot, but their best wasn't good enough yesterday for them to secure all 3 points. And it's games like this. This is where I'm going to sound more like Nontona when I say that the performance against the Senegal side should not inspire the Burundian side to go on and do better in their coming fixtures.
Okay, let's move on to the
fixtures now. Next AFCON qualifiers.
Next year. They took a valuable lesson from that loss.
Okay, let's move on to South Africa. South Africa winning 3-0 against Sudan. The rumors there that South Sudan took only 18 players to South Africa because they didn't have money to travel. And they put a cost to all these players, like they don't have money to move in almost 30 players and crew and staff. So they move only 18 players. But that's what we are hearing. But South Africa is actually good, winning that game 3-0.
And their home ground, winning it 3-0 is okay. You take 18 players, you take 17 players, you should be winning games. It's not an excuse. I remember, I still go back to what's it called, 3 seasons ago when Wofati Wanderers played the longest season in football history. Played the longest season because they went to the semi-finals of the Europa League, or quarterfinals of the Europa League. They went to the quarterfinals of the FA Cups. They played the 38 matches of the Premier League. And they played, I think, about 7 matches qualifiers to get into the Europa League that season. Now, what happened was, Nunu had a tight-knit group. I think the total number of players they had at the time was about 22. Also, it was no more than everybody was having 26, 20, but Nuno had a 22-man team. He had other players that could come in from the academy and join them, but he didn't usually add those names. What we had as senior team players were 22. Then other players can come in and complete 25. That's academic graduate, but he doesn't really travel with academic graduates. He was always traveling with his 22-man players, and he went on to play every single game, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cups, and the Europa League. And he finished from June. In season started in July and ended in maybe around April. Why the season was supposed to end in May, but the season ended in April or first week of May. So it tells you that it's not about the number of players you carry; it's about the quality of players you carry. You can't always be a Chelsea that has 50 players on your team sheet. You just need to have the quality of players, even if it's just 15, that will go there and deliver for you. And I think that was what they went. That was the mistake they went with. They went with they had an excuse before the game already started that we are not going with enough players. That was the excuse they had. But if they had gone there with the mindset that we can go there with even 12 players and win,
of course, if there are 18 seats that they can put on the plane, they are going to pick the best hand. So that excuse is
fly at all. That excuse no fly. They're supposed to go there at least. We don't say South Africa good. We won't take away South Africa's credit, but this excuse that you are giving us now, fly. But look at the game. Look at what South Africa did in that game.
Okay, that game ended for South Africa 3-0. Good game for South Africa. Okay, let's move to defending champion Ivory Coast beating Chad 4-0. Good game for Ivory Coast.
Good game for them.
Champions, we know they defend anything.
But yeah, come on.
At least they picked up 3 points, and that's what matters. They picked up 3 points. Good game. If it had gone sideways, maybe a draw, would be singing a different song this morning. But they got that win, and they got it as dominant as they could, and it's a good game for them.
That game ended also good game for them too.
And you're not finish. For me, I know defending champions. The last match, they struggled in their last match. Winning against Chad is like saying you're telling Barcelona to play against Enugu Rangers. You know who is going to win.
But we can't that there's no small team.
It's just
yes. It's the same thing when we said Man U won by Barnsley 7-0.
Same thing it's just Barnsley.
When Chelsea won Noah,
and it's just Noah. It's just Barnsley. It's just Noah. It's just Chad.
A win is a win.
It's just Chad. It's just what it is. But I feel like they could have done more. I'm not talking about the Ivorian side now. I was talking about the Chad. They could have done more. They could have at least gotten on the score sheet. You're losing already. You know you were going to lose. We know. We all supported Ivory Coast to win this game. We all supported them to win this game. But we were thinking at least these people will get a goal just for their own dignity, for their own self-esteem, self-regard, to score a goal. So you tell people that, okay, fine, we know we're not going to be qualifying, but we can show up against big teams.
Another big
sends a clear message.
Another big result is Eswatini, though Mali beating them 6-0. Trashing. They're just trashing these small. This final game, they're just trashing those small countries.
This was the result we were expecting to see in Nigeria-Rwanda game.
That's what
That's the thing.
This was the result because after that game, everybody was saying Morocco are very qualified. Mali is a good side.
Yes.
They have people keep saying because of what we have in Nigeria here, we'll keep saying these stars, they play for big teams. Mali also exports. There's no country in Africa that does not export. But it's the number of exports that we're talking about.
No doubt.
You get if you look at the what's it called now, these Pan-African games, the Chad games, Chan games where you have only homegrown talents playing the AFCON qualifiers, AFCON Chan homegrown talents play the competition. You see that other countries have a way of shocking you. Because when they assemble their homegrown talents, they assemble players playing in their league. You ask yourself, are you sure these people are playing in domestic leagues in Africa? Or are you sure they're just coming and they are buying players from abroad to come and play those domestic leagues and maybe implement or infuse them into the national team as well? Because this side are good. You look at them and you look at the numbers of players they have that play in foreign leagues. They don't have much. You don't see that not much numbers. They introduce those players and they bring in some players from the homegrown team, mix them together and export. You get the more you play like this, the more you export. And I think it's high time we Nigerians start seeing that these stars that we've exported are good enough to play for the Super Eagles. But at least we should introduce more young players, more players from the homegrown leagues into this side. I still remember the 2013 AFCONs. You get the Sunday before that match. I don't know who Sunday Mbappe. You get, but this game now against Mali with Mali, you see that you go into that match. You look at 1,000 players in that team, or you look at the 28 players or 26 players they announced. You don't know up to 17. that plays in the foreign league. You just know maybe the 5 or 6 of them that plays in Premier League and second division championship, and maybe third division in England and second division in Germany.
The bottom line is that the NFF need to widen the basket of talent
that
they
comes
call
into
up
the camp.
into the national team. Yes.
Okay, let's see what they are going to be doing. Another surprising game that happened is Egypt. Egypt joined against Botswana.
It surprised you?
It surprised me.
It don't surprise me now,
The first
because
thing about that
yesterday.
game is that the Botswana scored first in the 8th minute before Egypt equalized in the 15th minute. But if you look at the total statistics of that game, Egypt had 30 shots and seven on target.
What's the
3
use?
position. But I think they played where they were just unlucky of missing so many chances.
See, until we learn to stop playing Mohamed Trezeguet up front, you will never learn how to score goals. It's just the same thing as saying until we learn to stop playing Darwin Núñez. But you know Darwin Núñez will always score goals. Mohamed Trezeguet is not a player. He plays on the flank at Aston Villa, and now he's playing up front because Salah is there. He is one person that could compete with Salah on the right flank. You get, and you can switch him as a front 9, or you can play behind the striker. Now you don't have those players to compete in positions. Please, if Salah is not performing well in the same thing we said, if Salah is performing well in the Premier League,
Salah didn't even play the game.
He's performing well in Liverpool, but in domestic competitions, we've not seen him perform. Now, if you want to see somebody that replaces him, look for somebody that can fight better for the national team than Mohamed Salah, because we've seen in 3 or 4 competitions from AFCONs and all of that around Africa that he has not really put up those numbers. Find somebody, when you look for domestic competitions, find somebody that will do better than Mohamed Salah and put him in the side. It's just the way it is. But in this game, there was nobody in that side that does half as good as Mohamed Salah. And I felt like his presence was missed, even though he doesn't score the goals for Egypt in the domestic competitions and qualifiers. His presence was missed for Egypt in overall.
Oh, okay, John, that game ended 1-1. I think the Egypt are unlucky. Okay, let's go back to the next game. The next game is Cameroon. Cameroon winning that game 2-1 against Zambia. Good game for Cameroon.
Yeah, good game all round. It wasn't the result they were looking for, no doubt. But these are games that you can't afford to let slip away the way they did, and you need to finish up your matches. You need to score more. You need to be more dominant. You need to get a better result going out there, and I feel that they didn't get that.
Okay, that game
Zimbabwe.
That game
Zimbabwe.
2-1.
Come on, this is Cameroon. This is
It's
Cameroon. We are
Cameroon
talking
and
about.
Zimbabwe. See, Zimbabwe has always been.
See, I disagree.
It's not about what's it called now, current form. You look at dominance. Zimbabwe has always been that competition or that conversation of African giants. Zimbabwe.
No way. Come on.
I'm not saying Uganda and Rwanda.
No.
Zimbabwe
I
are always
disagree
coming
on
to
Zimbabwe.
quarterfinals, semi-finals. Zambia's I'm not saying they are footballing heavyweights.
This is a game you should blow out 3 or 4-0. What are you telling me? This is Cameroon we are talking about.
It's not Chad they are playing against, so.
It's a blowout game for me, and I don't understand why they couldn't win by a better margin and why they even considered in the first place.
The winning margin is okay for them, please.
Okay, that game.
That winning margin is okay.
It's not okay. It's not. It doesn't reflect the power of the Cameroonian side.
That game ended 2-1. So once it comes to African qualification, the game has ended. So teams that are qualified for Morocco 2025 is Morocco, the host nation, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Algeria, DR Congo, Senegal, Egypt, Angola, Equatorial Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, that is Ivory Coast, Gabon, Uganda, South Africa, Tunisia, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Mali, Comoros, good for Comoros for
back-to-back qualification.
Then Sudan, Benin Republic, Tanzania, Botswana, and Mozambique. These are all the teams that are qualified for AFCON next year. So when the group stage happens, we'll see who is going to play, who is going to join, who is going to be a lovely tournament next year in Morocco. So probably we should be there.
Definitely.
We should be there. We should be analyzing that game from Morocco live.
We all are not going to be there, but I believe our senior analysts will be there. Give us live feed. I'm talking about Bowen now. He should be there giving us live feed. We should be communicating with him in the studio. We will be in the studio talking about it. Why we will communicate with him? Why he's giving us live feed from Morocco? But I still believe maybe God will be going with him. So we have to
calm down.
So we have to on the side.
I think
it becomes a problem for me why we are playing the qualifiers and the host nation is playing the qualifiers with you.
I don't know how they planned it. Okay, move
But,
on.
but they
It's
actually
terrible.
did
It's
well.
terrible.
And
This
they are
is they
telling you that you
they
should be
qualified in
scared.
flying colors.
You should be scared right now going to Morocco next year. Nigeria should be prepared. Everybody be prepared.
Yeah,
You know, when
I think Morocco
the
is
host
an
nation
um,
playing qualifiers and still qualifying with flying colors, winning their last game 7-0. They are sending a message to all of you coming to Morocco that see, we know we are hosting, but don't look at us as the host nation. We are going to deal with you guys if you guys bring your A game.
Ivory Coast hosted the last edition and they won that game
by
at home. So let's
scare.
see if Morocco will repeat the same. Now I'm talking about Africa. The African CAF African Footballer of the Year final 5 has been given, but the surprise that is our captain AFCON did not make that list because everybody was surprised because in the last edition he was the player of the tournament. So everybody was at least expecting him, even though not to win it, but at least final 5. He should be there, but I didn't know how they actually did it, but he didn't make the final 5. So the players that made the final 5 is Simon Adingra from Ivory Coast.
2 assists in the finals. What do you expect?
Ivory Coast and Brighton in England, that's where he plays. And Girassi.
Yeah.
From Borussia Dortmund and Guinea.
Fantastic striker, fantastic scoring records.
Then
Man City, what are you waiting for?
Hakimi, Morocco and PSG. Ademola Lookman for Nigeria and Atlanta.
Definitely our winner.
Williams for South Africa. Mamelodi Sundowns. That is their goalkeeper. That's the top 5.
Top 5 players. You play a game in the semi-finals. You're the best goalkeepers by penalties. You win your match in the quarterfinals by penalties. You saved a lot of penalties to get South Africa to the semi-finals. And in the semi-finals, you lose on penalties to Nigeria. Why is Nwabali not on that list?
You're even talking about Nwabali. Why is their goalkeeper on the list and Ekong not on the final 5?
We'll say his performance because let's be honest.
Ekong is the best player in last
Ekong is the best player in the AFCON. You should be in the final 5. This goalkeeper should be number 6.
I'm just saying he saved South Africa through the tournament. He was the one carrying South Africa. That's it. It's just what I'm saying. Nwabali also saved Nigeria through the course of the tournament.
South Africa, who was knocked out.
South Africa was knocked out.
So,
I'm just saying. So why is Nwabali not on this list? Why is Truth Ekong? So we don't bombard the list with Nigerian players.
We should bombard it.
It's one player. If you bombard and wait to happen to Real Madrid, go happen to them.
I
mean, it's okay like this. We like it, but it should be Nwabali on this list. Not Williams. But no, let's say if you're looking at,
you know what it means like? It's like
last season,
winning the best player in the tournament and it's not in top 3
last season
of UEFA.
It's both it
doesn't make sense.
It's both club and country.
It doesn't matter.
And nations, and I think
African Cup of Nations.
What you should have done is to give this Mamelodi Sundowns guy the golden hand glove.
He made it for the goalkeeper of the year.
No, this year goalkeeper of the year, and that's settle. You don't settle up. You move up for that top 5. Bring somebody else put there.
I think
but see,
should be there.
Look, we're looking at club performance as well. It's not just. Man. We're all looking at the AFCONs in this competition.
You should have
we're looking at the AFCON. Yes, but you also look at the other side of things. It's not just the AFCONs. You get the AFCON has its own quota of the nomination rights. You also look at the club competition, and I think Truth Ekong last season was in and out of his club football. At some point he was released to go for a contract. In Greece. Okay, so in and out. He wasn't really stable in club football, and he wasn't playing for a big side like that. You get this guy was playing for the Giants. One of the Giants.
It doesn't matter. What Giant in South Africa? What are you saying?
But then we league now.
Leave matter.
Why
somebody that won the player of the tournament should be made top 5? Whether
he should be made top
not,
5.
it doesn't matter.
All the same. We still.
Lukman will still win. We know Lukman will still win.
We are done with the goalkeeper part. We're done with the SQL part. It's still question and answer. This thing is, I also started from the bottom because I know you get what is Adingra doing there? Just 1 assist in the finals because he assisted the goal that got them the win of the. Look at his record for Brighton last season. We're talking about last season. Look at his records for Brighton. He's a good player, we know, but he's not. Other players did better. Sebastian Haller was even okay. Let's say he battled his heart surgery, he couldn't be there. But in the AFCON, he scored the goals that got them the tournament. Adingra is not supposed to be there.
Okay, let's see what happens. But let's pick your winner in this top 5. Who do you think will win?
May they not go rig the election. We know.
No rigging
if they rig the election,
it must be Lookman.
Protest girls day. Our our Mr. Ballon d'Or.
That's
for him to finish
anybody that was on the Ballon d'Or top 15 should
top 10.
raise
He
their
even
hand.
enter top 10.
I think it's top 15.
Top
He
15,
didn't reach
number
top
10.
14.
It was top
Number
14.
14.
That's if
Any
he
player in
puts
this CAF
rating.
shortlist that was on the top 15
That's
should
if he
win
puts
it.
rating.
Simple.
Top 10, because that guy did more than anybody in the top. I think after the top 5, the guy did more than any other person between 5 to 10. More.
Okay,
Scoring the goals that got Atlanta the Europa League, getting the scores that got Atlanta to top 4 finish. I think he deserves more than that.
okay, let's see what who is going to be winning the CAF award. CAF award when it's given. Okay, let's move to our YouTube channel, and we'll have some comments here on our YouTube channel. Emmanuel Leo is still angry for Nigeria since yesterday. Emmanuel, calm down. Emmanuel, calm down. Shebimali gets players wey reach Nigerian players, but then wipe their opponents with with a cord. I beat their player.
We phone charger cable.
We phone charger cable.
Carry wire.
Yes, he wants me to mention. I'm not mentioning anything. With phone cable, phone charger cable. I beat their players. They know they fear injury. That means that's a team, not a TikTok. That's a collection of TikTokers. Okay, he's also saying, I just pray for a miracle for our team. Let them calm down and play as a team. If not, they don't see any team there that Nigeria will win without serious stroke of luck. Oh, okay, we need to actually do better. I think they keep having problems of Nigeria and doing TikTok and social media. I don't know why, but it's part of football now. Everybody is on social media. So apart from the only player that is not on social media is Rodri. He's not anywhere on social media. And when their friends were telling me that everybody didn't disagree, like fans didn't disagree with him winning Ballon, they say he didn't see anything because he's not in social media, so he doesn't log in. He doesn't know who is abusing him or who is not abusing him. Because sometimes I think that's the only player that don't have any social media accounts. But let's see what happens with this Nigerian thing. I know all of you are still angry about that. Okay, you can even call us to tell us what you still think about that Nigerian game, because Nigeria, they didn't do it. They lost that game day before yesterday, and all our fans, all Nigerian fans are angry. They were angry yesterday. You can call us again to tell us what you think of that game. Okay, let's move on to everything happening in Africa. Remember, the Lookman he made the final five of the CAF award. Let's see if he's going to win it. He's supposed to win it because what he did with Atlanta last season was massive. Okay, let's move over to Europe. Games played yesterday in the UEFA Nations League. I'll give you the result and we'll talk about some of them. Because if you look at games, Hungary won, Germany won. Good game for Hungary. They got a point from that game. Bosnia won, Netherlands won. Everybody was drawing yesterday. I don't know why. Montenegro 3, Turkey 1. Good result for Montenegro. Wales 4, Iceland 1. Malta 0, Andorra 0. Okay, that was the few games. Czech 2, Georgia 1, Albania 1, Ukraine 2. These are the games that happened yesterday. Let's talk about just the two big guys that played yesterday. Is Germany drawing that game away 1-1. I think the Liverpool guy scored.
Dominic.
Yeah, so he scored the final minute of the game. After 99 minutes, he scored a penalty to win that game.
Now,
to draw that game 1-1 for Germany against Germany.
Don't worry, no matter how you phrase it, it's a win for them. They were hungry for a win, but the hunger was not satisfying, because I don't see why you play against a German side and you're all sitting deep.
Okay, let's take this.
You're all creating chances, and when you get a clear-cut chance, you just want to take it.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, what is your own contribution?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Yes. So I want to know how many countries are going to the Nations Cup. How many countries are going to the Nations Cup? I want to know.
I just listed. Okay, no problem. I just listed them. I just listed them now for you. So I don't know if I'm going to list them again, but probably for the end of the show, I'm going to be listing them again. Our calls are coming in. They are still angry about this Nigerian game.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's Michael calling from Okala.
Okay, Michael.
Welcome.
What is your contribution, Michael?
That's my contribution. I don't have the spirit that I'm Guapo cannot take Nigeria anyway. If you remember Cameroon 2021, when we were going to Brazil, Tunisia just won and
Oh, okay. We lost that call. Okay, you can call us back 0706 048 5853. 0706 048 5853. People are still angry about that Nigerian game because nobody could believe in at least at all and collect draw 1 point. Losing at home against Rwanda is somehow. To me, it don't make sense. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Name and location, please. Okay, IK, what is your own contribution? Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm telling you, I don't know that no wahala. We're not qualified. Nation Cup. That's winning our match.
Exactly.
That's the third point in that. This one has been in that shit. That's why we made good coach.
Okay.
If a person that can do anything coach this Nigeria, go carry the good person who don't have anything. What time they will better work? What better work? Africa better work.
Yes, Africa Cup best award. Yes, player of the year.
Is it this year? Are they month?
December.
December. They are giving this December.
January.
This
December, January.
Let me get the date of the award. I'll just tell you now. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, everybody wants the Guavo to leave, so let's see if they are going to allow him to go or they are going to be staying. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Mr. Leonard from MNM.
Okay. What is your own contribution?
Godwin.
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes. So.
Godwin.
Yes.
How many times did I call you?
I think it's 5 times now.
Charity begins at noon.
Okay.
Hmm?
Mm.
Now, I don't want to talk about Nigeria myself. What about the doctrine?
Okay, let's.
If I can get something from there.
And Edo they lost yesterday. We are going to go to that. They lost yet. They lost 2 goals to 1. They are out.
My God.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. John, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Oh.
No, sir.
Good, I greet you. I greet you special.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, I think they lost 3 goals to 1. Edo Queens lost 3 goals to 1. So we are going to go that. That's I think what we are going to end the show with. Okay, everybody is angry. I'm going to take the last call before we move to Europe, and before I take another call to talk about Europe. So let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
I
Nema.
come back.
Okay. Okay, no
Okay.
problem. All right, what's your contribution?
Thank you. You see, this country, they know this good thing. But the one person where they go, friend. You see, when they say there's responsibility of a coach, you know that, imagine how many can win. Everybody know that how many can win. But they don't bring good to it. They not say they not to control how many. Because the man must bring a good player that will make Nigeria proud. That's not the meaning of that is just they drop him and bring the judge.
Okay.
1 or 2 matches that game. God is angry with all these people. And we fans are angry with it. That is why the way God is angry with them. So thank God they have seen it by them. That they will not sack him because they know what they are doing that is last time. I'm sorry for all that much.
Yes.
Thank you, Ike, for becoming my brother, good fan.
Okay.
God does not bless you people. So shall it be in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much. Okay, let's continue. Before we start taking more calls, let's continue with Europe. Probably let's do Europe before we do more calls. Okay, let's continue with the Germany game. Germany drawing that game 1-1.
Like we're saying, the Hungarian side were hungry for a win, but the hunger was not enough to get the win
So they
against
settled
them.
for
So
a
they
draw.
settled for a draw because I think Germany didn't come to that game with their A game. They kind of, if you notice the way the German side played, they kind of struggled in midfield. I'm still saying this. I know Ika and all of that are good players, but they still struggle and miss the presence of Tony in that midfield. Until they get someone who can do better. I know other players can find pocket spaces and run into the pocket spaces and take the balls into those pocket spaces, but Ika's what's it called? Cruz sees more than those pocket spaces. You get? Gundogan is one of those players that will run into pocket spaces, take a pass in those pocket spaces, and deliver it to the next person in an open space or perhaps in the nearest pocket space. And that tiki-taka kind of play is not what the German side play like. They play the right football. And I think they lacked his presence in that game.
For me, I think another thing you need to consider when talking about this German side is that a couple of their big names were arrested. And then, I don't think they have found a formula to utilize these players in the national setup without it affecting their performance. Like, for example, now in the holding positions, you have Felix Mecha and Robert Andrich, and then you have Julian Brandt up front playing the 10, and you have Sane and Fulrich on the wings. Brandt should be on the wings. Then somebody else should be playing.
Are you not better than the coach?
Brandt plays anywhere in
on the
front.
wings. Then the man they played as a false nine up front should also be on the wing. Somebody else should be in that.
He plays as a false nine.
Somebody else should play in that striking position.
The person they paired with Andrich is where I have a problem, because Andrich has been playing in that position with Gundogan. He's played there with Toni Kroos in the last edition of the Euros. He's played there with Gundogan.
But look at it now, the man he was paired there with got the goal for them.
The man he was paired there with left a whole lot of job for him to do, because Andrich is not those person he's not one of those person that will do the dirty job and still creates the chance. He does the dirty job, allows you to create the chance, but in this game he was doing more.
Okay, let's move on to the next game. An interesting game is Sweden versus
6-0.
6-0 for and our guy Victor Gyökeres scored 4. Him scoring 4 in that game. Now he has scored 32 goals in this calendar year, making him the highest goal scorer. If you look at his goal and assist, he has 39 goal and assist for club and country, and it's still November. So probably before December he might reach 50. That guy is on fire, and probably Manchester United are actually looking at him. Probably they will buy. What do you make of this guy? He's the hottest striker in the market.
He's not going to be moving this January.
No, it's not January. And what if he's not even moving in the summer?
He's going to move in the summer.
He's going to move in the summer.
He's going to move. You know how much they're
He's going to move in the summer.
I always have a question like, what if this man in Man United now comes in after his first 3-4 matches? Højlund starts. I still say to my bias still stands. Is personal bias. Players, strikers. No, I said it before. Strikers that moved from Serie A to Premier League has not given us results yet. So what if Højlund, because he played in Denmark, so I'll use the Denmark this thing to judge him, and Zeski starts performing before the summer?
I don't know.
Zeski, there already talks of Zeski going on loan for another player coming over to Manchester United.
If a player is coming in
midfield, he's the hottest striker in Europe now. So everybody wants to buy him.
Chelsea are market.
The problem is that by the summer it's going to be free for all, and Sporting are not going to play the bias of Ruben Amorim was our former manager. Is going to be the highest bidder.
Who get money? Come collect this guy.
Simple and short. I'm excited. Maybe Guardiola will do one better for City.
Oh, probably Guardiola might. Come to think of it, City needs a striker.
Yeah.
Wait, City needs a striker. He shouts, yes.
Yes, City needs a striker.
This guy was good on the bench.
Who?
Julian Alvarez. He was good on the bench.
He was good all around. He was good playing.
When last you see Pep play 2 striker?
I still keep telling you that if you go back to the club's identity, we've always played a 4-4-2.
4-4-2.
It's
2
always
strikers.
been Sibierski, and no, you're even talking about
the one that people, because
I'm going way back. It's
go way back as much as you want. That way back when one going, nobody knows man City that year.
It's always been Sibierski
and
George Samaras up front.
When we know is Aguero and Balotelli. Is the identity, and this man came
Aguero
in and
Balotelli didn't really work because what worked was the 4-2-3-1 that we've been playing in that era, not really a 4-4-2.
and Aguero Balotelli, Aguero's what's it called, Dzeko. You get this one worked. Dzeko worked with Aguero. So the two, I understand it where you say two strikers. I understand, but Pep came with his own style. Like we all said about coaches and their own style. In Barca, he didn't play two striker. In Bayern Munich, he didn't play a two striker. Why do you think towards the end of his career at Man City, he would play a two striker?
What was Thierry Henry?
He wasn't a striker at Barca. He was played.
What was Thierry Henry?
Look at the formation now. You go
what
back
was
and look
Samuel
at.
Eto'o and what was Thierry Henry?
Let's go there. Let's take this call before you continue. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Name and location, please.
My name is the celebrity brother.
Okay, what is your contribution?
I just want to make a clarification on something that I noticed.
Please, can you step away from your radio set? I can hear myself. I can hear you actually on your radio set. Okay.
Actually.
Okay, all right.
What's the name of the girl?
It's not a girl. It's not a girl. Come on. It's not a girl. It's not a lady. It's a young gentleman.
His name is John.
John.
Yes. The one with the feminine voice.
His name
John.
is John.
I like his English how do I call it? Use of vocabulary and his depth.
Okay.
Analytical experience.
All right, thank you very much.
Should give him the platform to her opinion or his opinion. Sorry.
He's been airing his opinion. We've been battering ourselves here since.
The fact is, what's the other guy's name on the edge?
Nonsense.
So please, you might seem to know it all, but then what makes a good leader is very inclusive arms, you understand, to the other people to come to the level that you are. Maybe send them now to the Nations Cup. Somebody got to be there to connect with you. So don't be speaking or talking on all the issues above everyone else. Please.
Okay.
You're good, your impact is felt, but please be inclusive in your analytical platforms.
All right.
People will carry the load.
All right, thank you very much.
Please, the uncle, the other guy, he asked you what number of participants at the nation cup. I would say you should list them. So that's one of the things that make us feel genuine. So he said, how many teams are going to be participating in the Nations Cup? You just tell him like 30, 50, 10.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Your opinion is welcome. Okay, let's continue with what we are talking about. Do you think that Pep should be getting a striker? He needs a striker, but do you think he is going to?
He should be getting a striker. If you look at the run of games they've had, 4 losses in a row, the first time in his career ever. You go back, you look at the games they managed to win within this same 2-month period, you find out that they struggle to score goals, they struggle to, get the points on the board. And secondly, KDB and Rodri were out. These are 2 powerhouses in that midfield that were not available. But then I feel that if KDB and Rodri are not available and you have a Willian coming in from the bench or starting alongside Erling Haaland, he's going to have a better productivity in the game. So you just have to make up these numbers, and the best way to make them up is by getting in another striker. Okay, so Gyökeres to Man City. Here we go.
Okay, 24 teams qualified for AFCON. I've mentioned the teams already, so all of them are going to play in the 24 teams. Countries are going to be playing AFCON next year. So 24 countries qualified for the AFCON. For the guy that is asking for the information, and I've listed the nations already. Okay, let's stay with Europe because we know Gyökeres is the hottest striker now, but let's see what will happen with him. Okay, guys, let's move our YouTube channel and probably talk about some comments on our YouTube. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sport, and Emmanuel Lewis is saying, "I take God beg make una leave our Obete Haaland. Haaland isn't performing. Let Man U go for Gyökeres and let Haaland perform from the bench. United over the years, they always have ruthless strikers." Okay, Leonardo, welcome to the show. Say, John, keep Okay, John should keep dreaming. Gyökeres is not a player that wants to sit on the bench.
He
Okay,
doesn't need to
Leonardo,
sit on the bench at City. That's what I'm saying.
Leonardo,
No.
welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Your comment is welcome. Okay, we do this every day, Monday to Saturday here at Vote FM Sports. Okay, let's continue with Europe because another game happened in Europe, that a very good game. You know, we talked about the hottest striker now. Let's see. The other game that happened yesterday is Bosnia versus Netherlands. That game ended 1-1.
Yeah, it was a draw like we called it yesterday. For Netherlands, we had Brian Brobbey scoring with Lang being the assist, and then for Bosnia, we had Demirovic scoring with Edin Dzeko assisting. It's a game of, I wouldn't say a game of equals, because let's not go there. Netherlands are a strong side. They have big names, they have big players, they have good quality players in their side. They have more striking power than Bosnia Herzegovina put together. So but for them, I think the problem is sometimes having all the tools in the toolbox is not enough. You need to know how to utilize it. Like I said yesterday, you can have all the infinity stones, but if you don't know how to put them together on the gauntlet, you can't create a super team. And I feel that that's what's missing right now in Netherlands. Slow motion Gakpo and a couple of other players have not been utilized the way they should be utilized.
Why you always criticize when I call him slow motion gap.
Yeah,
why you call her that name?
I'm leaning into your
not leaning into
your
that
vibe this morning.
In they get the goals. If you play a
but
player,
it's not translating for Netherlands in the national side.
It's because he's been played off position.
And that's what I'm saying.
Now, if you play him off position, now you're playing him on position, because I think in the last Euros he was played as a flank and Memphis Depay was played up front, with Memphis driving into that position to drive him out. So you have the scenario of Real Madrid happening there now, where two players are playing from the left and nobody is playing up front. But I think this period, this man is trying to balance it, where he has a Zeski, a Brahim, and all of that playing as a striker. These strikers can play. Then you bring out every other person that could play alongside them in the forward line and put them in their right position. I think the thing is, for them in this game last night, it was just the Bosnian side being cautious of the Netherlands attack and playing to the strengths of shutting them down and getting their own goal, because they got their goal when they needed to get the goal, and they settled for what they got, because if they continue to pressure for another goal, they might lose their margin, a whole margin, and they don't want that. So they are still trying to build, because it's a Bosnian side we've seen in years that has not really performed to top level, but they're still trying to get themselves back to that level yet.
The funny thing for me yesterday is how a team with as much firepower as Netherlands could not score more than 2 shots on target. Whereby you have the Bosnian team being able to do 3 on target. It tells you that there was a lot of productivity, but not enough finishing power up front.
Like I said, they were conserving. When you absorb pressure and you make
I don't think you are conserving. I don't think you are conserving.
Shots blocked are also, some of them are on target.
It's not on target.
Shots blocked. Some of those shots you block are on target.
They are counted separately.
They are counted as shots blocked.
They are counted separately. Yes, they are not
counted,
on
but
target.
what if it's on target and it's blocked? So you just remove that number. I play shot on target, but this defender blocker. You take away that number.
Blocked shots.
So you
the
now
ones
count
that
it as
are counted
shots
as on target
are the ones that
were either saved by the goalkeeper, not the ones blocked by the defender.
When I said these guys defended to make sure they shut down the attack of the Netherlands side, it means they were taking more shots to their body. Look at that game again. The Netherlands side created enough chances, but 2 shots on target didn't tell the full story, because you could count as many shots blocked as shots saved.
But then look across the field now. You have just 1 block. You look across the field now. You have just 3 blocked for Bosnia, and 3 on target with 1 off target. So in the aspect of Netherlands now, they were trying to attack, but they didn't have good return for their attack. And then on the other side, you have the Netherlands side not defending as well too, because if you are defending well, you wouldn't have allowed this amount of shots on target at your goalkeeper.
It's just what I'm saying. I said the Bosnian side defended to make sure they shut down the attack, but the Netherlands side were not doing the same.
Okay, let's see what happens. If you look at now, the teams that are qualified, now the Nations League, they do the knockout stages. and
Yeah.
have a group A, group B, and group C. You have to promote, like for example, England is in group B. They are now being promoted back to group A. Now, if you look at the teams that qualify for the knockout stage of the UEFA Nations League, it's Croatia, Denmark, France, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, Portugal, and Spain. All of them are going to be grouped. Then that a draw is going to happen this November to see who plays who and who wins this Nations League this season. So we have to be looking out for who is going to win them. Okay, let's move on to South America, because games happen in South America yesterday. I'll give you the result and we'll talk about some of them. Okay, Colombia 0, Ecuador 1. I think that game, Ecuador doing well. Argentina 1, Peru 0. Chile 4. Yes, Chile 4. Then Venezuela 2, Brazil and Uruguay played a 1-1 draw, and Bolivia and Paraguay played a 2-2 draw. So let's talk about the Argentina game. Messi got an assist, and Martinez scored the goal to give them a 1-goal win in that game.
You know, a win is a win regardless. I know you are going to come in and say Argentina should have blown these guys out.
Why would they blow this? They don't be 11 against 11.
It's 11 against 11.
And Peru has always been short.
6.5 versus 11. They catch my drift. You know.
Okay, Peru is 6.5. Why Argentina is 11? But no, look at it. It's a good game for them. Getting the score sheet, getting the result they got. It's about, you know, the players. Like I said, if you are good defensively, why go on an attacking spree where you know you will concede goals? You're good defensively, play to your strength. You defend against an Argentine side, you get the result you get. You lose 1-0. You perhaps, I think they were holding up for a 0-0 draw.
It wasn't on the cards for them.
Because Argentina kept pushing, playing a midfield of about 6 midfielders and 2 defenders in the same midfielder. So you have like 7 defenders, 2 attackers, 3 defenders. So it's our 3 midfielders. So it's about sealing the midfield, sealing the defense, and playing a compact midfield.
They actually played a 3-5-2.
See, mid-block. It's what they call mid-block formation. And when you play mid-block formation, you don't allow passes to pass through the midfield. You kind of cage the opposition team out. But they didn't really get that. They got it right until they let that one pass loose. And
you know, when you play negative football, which is you know, there are 2 types of football. We have constructive football, which means you are playing the game to get a result. You are playing the game to derive an endpoint at the end of the game. That's constructive football. When you are playing negative football, you are not here to win. You are just here to stop the other person. There are 2 yardsticks upon which that strategy can work. Number 1, your players' physicality, being able to keep up with the pace and energy of the opposite team, and being able to do so for 90 minutes. And number 2, their attentiveness in the game, because it's 1 split second. We complained about it yesterday when we saw the Nigerian players watching how they strolled that ball into our net. They were ball watching. Where we also saw Osinegwavo on the sideline, ball watching when his players were underperforming and making mistakes. He could not spot it and call them out. So these 2 yardsticks are the crucible upon which you can play negative football and get a result. But they didn't have it yesterday.
Okay, let's take this final call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Name and location, please. Okay, we lost that call. Okay, another game that happened again is Brazil playing 1-1 against Uruguay. Everybody wasn't expecting a blowout or anything, but that game ended 1-1. I think it's expected because both of them are a big size. So
I said it here on the show yesterday.
Let's take this call before we continue now. So, hello, good morning.
Morning, Michael from Canada.
Okay, Michael, what's your question?
Yes, I want correct John.
Okay.
John, I know how much Chelsea go buy them.
Okay,
Chelsea go
I won't buy all the strikers for this
Hey.
Where Samu Omorodion? Una no buy Omorodion. Our market.
In the score plenty goes now.
Michael Jackson, where they your team? Our market.
Okay, yeah, thank you. All right.
No wahala.
All right, thank you.
Man, Chelsea gets 4 strikers. Now still want another one.
Okay, let's do it.
They've moved from Osimhen now to Gyökeres. It's fine.
They always fly around. But let's stay with the game now between Brazil. We said it here yesterday. It's about who balances the midfield. I think the Brazilian side, they don't have that cutting edge in attack. You get that's
Yes.
something
But
they
you have the
lacked over
Ballon d'Or. Ballon
It's
d'Or.
just one player now. You have
Ballon d'Or
Rodri,
what?
you have Rodri who is not available right now. You know the combination of Rodrigo and Vinicius up front is killer for everybody. You could go on and play two of them up front and they'll get you results. But you need to surround them with midfielders that have the work ethics to get the passes forward and have the work ethics to run around as well. You get the Paquetas, the Bruno Guimaraes, the all of that, and the Nunes that plays for Fatih Wanderers. These are good players, but this is not the Brazil team we used to see. Then in attack now, you're having a stranger. It's a stranger. You're having a stranger.
Igor Jesus, yeah.
Igor Jesus. He's a stranger.
I call him Jesus. Yes.
Igor Jesus.
Jesus. I call him Jesus. Yes.
Igor Jesus. Igor Jesus is a stranger. You're having a stranger up front. And when you take out that stranger, now you have another person that comes in person of Richarlison. These are not strikers that would. In short, if I'm playing a team,
I think Brazil is one of the teams that the fell off was too much. Like
the level.
The level dropped from 100 to like 5.
You're saying 100 to like 5.
Yeah,
I was thinking 100 to like
I think
the
100 to
player-
like 45.
45. Okay, the 5 is still there.
The only player that was holding that team together for the past 5 years was Neymar.
True that.
Neymar made them look good. Remove Neymar from that team. Who was there?
True that. True that.
No,
But-
during
but-
Neymar start, there were
let's-
still other
let's-
midfielders that could come in. You
I
get-
forget about that. I think one of the most important drop-off in the Brazil side is the attacking force. Go back and look at the striking power of Brazil over the years. You have the Ronaldo, you have the Adriano, you have a couple of credible. Even look at the Chelsea reject. What's his name? Alexandra Pato. At a certain time was leading the line for them. And then you have the beast from Atletico Madrid and with a cameo at Chelsea talking about Diego Costa too, leading the line at a certain time.
When he moved, he actually
Yeah, now
nationalized
moved
to
to
Spain.
Spain.
At least before he nationalized to Spain. But the point I'm trying to make is that right now, if you look up from who do you have, is it Gabriel Jesus that cannot score a goal for Arsenal in how many weeks?
I think the biggest fall off is actually in the midfield. If you look at it,
I disagree. It's the attack.
If you like,
Who is going to finish the goals in that attack right now for Brazil?
John,
Who is going to finish the goals
John,
for them?
John, I have
Is
a
it
question.
Igor
You
Jesus
know
that
this debate.
couldn't
You know
produce
this debate
anything yesterday?
this debate between Fabregas and Thierry Henry is still unanswered. The debate between the both of them, which one is easier, creating chances or scoring the goals?
Baba, go and look at
debate.
go and look at last
for
season
me,
now.
I prefer a striker than finish chances. Do you know why?
That debate never
Finishing
dey
your
answer.
chances, you can create a thousand.
You need
Yes,
just a good striker just need one chance.
simple.
Good chance and
You
goal.
get a goal.
Now-
Simple. Go and look at Manchester United's production in creating chances, pari passu with their conversion rate, and you come back and tell me the answer to that debate.
Okay,
It's
The debate
finishing your
creating
chances.
is more
It's
difficult.
finishing your chances.
Because if you don't create at all, nobody will score them.
The thing
It's
about-
finishing
the thing
your
about-
chances,
The thing
bottom
about
line.
football is that even if you don't have I've seen teams play without any creative midfielder and they still score goals. So
Sometimes you
depending
have
on-
somebody that can
and
score.
you-
Go and send the balloon.
Okay, if you look at it,
Overloading
the
and
person-
reloading.
My guy
You
will
finish
score.
it.
My guy still scored my goal
if
for me
you
though.
if you look at the table in the South American qualification, Argentina still stay first with 25 points, Uruguay 20 points with second, Ecuador doing well, they have 19 points, Colombia 19 points, it's Brazil that is off, they have 18 points, they stay fifth. They need to do well if they are going to be qualifying for the World Cup in 2 years time or 3 years time. Okay, finally there is a news that Pep Guardiola is going to sign a new contract with Manchester City, so he's going to activate the 1 year. He's in the final years
18 titles with
he's
19
in the final year
incoming.
of his contract, so they are probably going to activate it. So they are now talking to activate that 1 year. He's going to be staying with Manchester City for one more season again. Okay, finally, our Queens lost that game yesterday. The Edo Queens lost in the semi-final of the CAF Women Champions League. TP Mazembe won that game after they scored almost in the 90th minute to equalize when Edo Queens were leading 1-0 almost throughout the game. They equalized that game 1-1, took it to extra time and scored 2 in extra time and won that game 3-1. So our Queens is going to play in the top place game, and let's hope they get the bronze medal because they have actually made us proud, made Nigerians proud. With all these tough things, and everything going against us. Nigeria Super Eagles losing our game.
Waiting our men.
Our women
all the men we don't go CAF Champions League. They just go there. The only qualifiers they play.
All of them, they don't knock all of them out.
Knock all of them out.
Okay.
A woman, what a man can do, a woman can do times 2.
Okay, this is how we are going to be ending today's show. Thank you for joining us on today's show. Thank you for on our YouTube channel. Remember, guys, we are live every day on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. Thank you for joining us there. Join us every day, Monday to Saturday. We are live. And thank you for all the calls. And thank you, everybody that is angry with Nigerian Super Eagles. We have qualified. Let's hope that we get a new coach that will take us to. We need to be winning the AFCON and qualify for the World Cup. Let's hope we're going to achieve that. My name is Godwin. I'll be seeing you tomorrow with Top Club Footballs. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to
You
Volt
are, yes,
104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage.